Metro Boomin, who obviously is a beyond successful producer at this point.
Parkway North.
Yeah, man. Like Buddy is beyond successful at this point. He says he plans to start releasing his albums on streaming services. So this last drop that he's going to do, whatever his project is going to be, he's going to drop that, and then after that, no more DSPs. And there was another topic that I had that kind of relates to this. It was in relation to direct to consumer, where Empire, they partnered with Bandcamp, which I didn't see this coming.
Empire owns Bandcamp.
I thought it was a part. Do they own them?
I think so.
Did I misread it? Because they said they were going to bring artists over from Empire to start to take advantage of direct to consumer with wax and, cassettes and merch and all that type of stuff. They listed maybe 6 or 7 artists. I did not know they owned them. If they did, I misread it. So that's on me.
I'm sorry. It wasn't Empire. It was Epic.
Oh, Epic. Okay.
So I got that.
Epic owns.
Yeah, they sold to Epic in 2002.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
2002?
Epic Games. Yeah.
Well, Epic Games. So not Epic the record.
But there's a video.
Epic Games, if you don't know, that's like Unreal.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, sorry, I should have been.
There's a video along with, I did a timestamp for Curtis King, where he kind of broke down the Empire partnership with Bandcamp as it relates to how that works and how they're going to bring artists over. Because this dude has good content, man. So he breaks things down. I like his angles too.
Your direct Empire artists include 𝐾𝐄𝐃𝐃𝐄𝐂, Conway the Machine, Dinner Party, 𝐀𝐻𝐃𝐄𝐃𝐒, Asaki, Black Sheriff, and Shabuzi will be joining the direct-to-fan platform. The partnership means that Empire artists can sell digital releases, vinyl, and exclusive merchandise directly to Bandcamp users. I laugh because I got a Bandcamp tutorial that's up there, and people was like, man, ain't nobody finna use no damn Bandcamp.
I'm 10 years ahead mentally, and I'm trapped in today's time.
Well, you can let them use it and make some money off of it while you sitting around being like, well, that Bandcamp tutorial at, okay? My bad. According to the announcement, Empire's adoption of Bandcamp means that a new generation of legends will have access to a community of music fans who are dedicated to supporting artists they love. According to Bandcamp, fans have paid artists and their labels $1.32 billion via Bandcamp since it was founded in 2008. Fans have paid artists and independent labels $14.4 million via the platform in the past 30 days alone.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Including some people who didn't pay for some music from me. Shout out to CurtisKing.bandcamp.com. Since being
So it looks like they also got acquired by Songtradr in September. So maybe they got sold again.
So I'm seeing comments that say labels and distribution companies are starting to try to take over one of the last few websites that has a direct-to-consumer, the purest form, if you will. What do y'all think about this? Because shouldn't those artists have the right to be able to, I guess, have the direct-to-consumer experience? Or is this just distributors just being greedy at this point? Because Bandcamp clearly has been
telling
fine.
what it is, Lon. What's your favorite word?
I mean, you know what it is.
I know what it is. I just want you to say it.
I mean, it's definitely capitalism.
Thank you.
But it's no, I don't like this at all.
Okay, tell me why.
I don't like this at all. Because exactly what you said.
Mm-hmm.
When we think of all the models of the way that people consume music and content in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or let's just keep it at content. Facebook back in the day, YouTube back in the day, supported creatives.
MySpace.
Supportive creatives, the way everything works, like you just had to have good content.
Yes.
And you had to just continue to do it, and it just kind of worked. And if you worked hard enough, and it was the closest to a meritocracy in this thing that I think has existed since.
Yep.
What happened around 2015 is Facebook introduced this new ranking algorithm. And I know this specifically because when it happened, because I was bringing down the band on Facebook. I grew from 800 followers to 4,500 followers, and I did this organically. And right around the time when I hit that 4,500, Facebook introduced this. And what happened was, instead of reaching the 1,000 to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people that I should be reaching, the people that said they want to follow this account, they made it to where, you're only going to reach about 50 of those people. And if you want to reach the rest of those people, you have to pay money.
Subscription
And
based.
I haven't been back to promote. And that's why if you follow Bringing Down the Band, you'll notice I don't do anything with it. It just sits and it's all automated.
I remember when you stopped.
Then Instagram bought it. Or Instagram got bought by Facebook. TikTok formed its model of where I'm getting to a point here, right? So TikTok has their model at the same time to where we have 15,000 followers on our TikTok page. But when you go to TikTok, what shows up? It's the For You page. Followers don't matter anymore, right? So followers do not matter in that sense. Even though we have 15,000 people, do you think 15,000 people see our content every time? No, they do not.
Looks good.
All of these algorithms, it's a vanity stat at this point. Followers, subscribers on every channel is a vanity stat because of how the algorithm works to rank things based upon what they think we want to see. Even though I logged into Facebook today and the first 11 posts were of accounts that I don't even follow, that I don't want to see. And then, then the next post I see is by somebody that I've seen this post before and I've ignored it 5 times. Why am I seeing this?
Because it's being pushed. It's being pushed.
Right. So to continue at this, to get to my point a little bit, these media conglomerates of YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and social media and all this other stuff, it's the same way that the music distribution is going. They're married in a very interesting way. The problem is that creatives do not have a direct to consumer model to what back in the 2000s it was like leaning towards, right? I could have a Facebook page and I could probably reach the people that want to reach me as a musician, right? I can do those things. But with this new algorithmic model, the thing is that labels are also struggling with this as well.
Yep.
But them trying to tap into, try to I don't know what exactly this is going to turn into. I don't have a problem with them having their artists having Bandcamp accounts.
Right.
But I hope it doesn't change the direct to consumer experience. I hope it only makes it better.
The model that already exists with Bandcamp.
Within Bandcamp.
Gotcha.
If that changes and leans more towards this streaming model and what streaming is doing to artists.
I agree.
To where I'm even realistically thinking I don't think streaming is beneficial to any artist at all anymore. I'm really getting to that point.
Yeah.
And even with the stuff that we do, like putting our stuff out on all these platforms, I almost want to go strictly direct consumer with the stuff that we're doing. I've thought about that, bro. It's just, it's really bad. And so when I see this, I just don't like it. They just need to stay away.
Look, whenever these companies, these billion-dollar companies, people have to worry about shareholders that buy some smaller company, they're never thinking, oh, we should do something for the creators.
It's never.
They're thinking about, hey, how can we get more advertising dollars and figure out a way for us to make more money? They're never thinking about, hey, look, let me tell you something. And I think I've brought this up before. I, on YouTube, do not subscribe to Drink Champs, but I'll watch one of our clips. And instead of going to another one of our clips or going to something else that I, subscribe to, it'll go to Drink Champs.
Yep.
That would only work in our benefit if Drink Champs showed us next.
Exactly. But I know it doesn't.
Right.
Because I know, for lack of a better term, somebody's hit the button on Drink Champs. They already have their money together with these advertising companies. And I'm not mad at them. Okay. They have the leverage to do that. But it's just a clear example of how when these companies get involved and they feel like they're going to swallow up another company, they're not thinking, oh, how can we get more artist exposure on Bandcamp? They're thinking about advertising dollars. They're thinking about subscriptions. They're thinking about memberships. Once again, everything boils down to that because we don't buy anything anymore as far as art is concerned.
Right.
And so when all of these things happen, it doesn't, as content creator, it doesn't make me excited. It doesn't make me think, oh, now they're going to, some people who are creating something dope in their basement are going to be seen. It lets me know that they're just going to continue to push the things that have already been paid for.
Yeah, right. It's more so in their best intent. Yeah. And their best intent is $1. It's essentially like these companies come and buying all these houses and they don't even live in the same state.
Yeah.
But they own all of these homes. They could care less about what happens at that home as long as they're getting their money all the time.
They don't care how they've driven up the cost of people just trying to rent.
It doesn't matter to them
or trying to buy a home.
How it impacts the neighborhood, none of that matters.
It's just like, hey, we wanted to buy all these homes in this neighborhood. It doesn't, what the actual human cost is, doesn't bother us.
No.
We can't be worried about that because we somebody wanted to buy a house and then some corporation comes in and puts in a cash offer. What are you going to do?
Yeah. It's bad.
Send me my rent check.
It's bad for the economy. It's bad for this is bad for the creative economy.
Yes.
Bad for the community of the very few things us as creators can latch onto to really have any type of autonomy over the stuff that we're trying to create and reach people. Patreon is, hey man, Patreon is trying to do the right thing as well. Yeah. I will throw that out there. So shouts to them and shouts to Bandcamp. But
Bandcamp is to Lone's point, Bandcamp is one of the last few things where it's pure. you can get right to the people that like you, and you can actually see the pics, like the profiles for the people that like you, and they can put comments on there, and it's direct to consumer. That's one of the few purest forms where you can actually still do that. If labels start to infiltrate that and maybe change the model, to your point, who knows what it might be? It might strip away everything that they've built, because Bandcamp clearly doesn't need this, but there has to be something on the back end that we're missing.
Money.
Outside of capitalism. Capitalism is obvious, but
well, I just mean
there's something.
It was sold one time and then it was sold again. And it's just. It's who knows what it. We talked about this a few years ago, I think, when it was first acquired. Like or maybe we didn't talk about it, but there was something about what is this going to change once it's acquired, know? And
look, man, all I know, I took a lift, and there's advertising on the lift about about stuff I could buy. They're going to find a way to squeeze advertising in everything.
Yes. Facts.
Yeah.
I remember the $1 million website that existed before everything was how it is now, where you just bought pretty much an advertisement on that site. The whole page was nothing but advertisements. And whoever created that page literally made $1 million off of it. There's some people putting their business and whatever they had going on to where you can just click on it and go directly to it. This is before Google.
And look, I don't have a problem with advertisements as advertisements. I think that's okay. I think that's a cool way to, monetize the things that you want to do and to bring more money into it. But when you start, you mentioned it, Jay, once you sell it off a little bit and you start trying to make a little bit more money than the money that you're making, and you're trying to maximize those profits, which is what capitalism is. Once you start to really get into that, that's where it becomes problematic, because the shareholders get involved and they want you to squeeze everything out of it.
Exactly. They want to know, it was like, okay, we need to move our stock price up 1/4 point. Okay, if we got to do it, it's the same thing like now when you get on Twitter, X, I'm sorry. Now it's like, hey, do you want to subscribe? No, I have been paying nothing to enjoy Twitter all this time. I'm not going to do it.
Facts.
The same thing where, like, when you go on TikTok and there are these people who are selling things, you hit the link and it goes and you can buy some vitamins or whatever,
or an ice maker.
Or an ice maker. And remember when Instagram, everything would be in order of when it was posted?
Man, that was great.
Yeah, and now I don't know what my friends are doing.
Facebook is way out.
Facebook is horrible.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely horrible.
It's not,
you might see anything on there.
I would say in a certain way, social media is dead. Because unless you're talking about advertising, because, like, honestly, social
followers are dead.
Followers are dead, yes. Because as far as actually connecting to the people that you wanted to follow, the friends that you had from high school,
everybody's getting the algorithms pushed on them. Everybody.
I don't know. Like I said, if now. I open up Instagram and I know I'm going to see like stuff about the stock market, vintage cars, Transformers, and girls and girls of ambiguous racial makeup with big asses.
I like that. I like how you put that. I like
you
that.
know what I'm saying? Like, to a certain extent, I'm like, oh, I appreciate this, but at the same time, I like to know who the person I actually followed, who I wanted to know what's going on with their life. But it's also like, I know when I post a flyer on Instagram. Like, I'll look up, I'll be like, hey, only 12 people saw this? I know more than 12 people saw it.
It got buried in the algorithm. They didn't see it.
But, it's no point in trying to, like, if you're some of these people who are trying to promote events, and if you think you're going to get your event promoted and you didn't pay no money, you might as well forget it.
You better pay. What was the old saying in radio? You better pay to play, period.
Yeah, I think the creator economy is very much closely related to the music economy, and I think followers and subscribers the importance of them are going away.
Yes.
Like, look, we have 8,000 some subscribers on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
And with that, we didn't pay for any of those subscribers.
Yeah. Nope.
They all came over because they watched our videos and they watched our shorts, but we still will only get 200, 300 views on a big episode.
Which sucks because they actually came over in real time on their own.
Yeah.
That's the part that sucks, because the algorithm will just push them to the side. That's the part that sucks.
That's why you got to turn that bell on and notification whenever we do something.
Yeah, like that's very important. The ratings are important.
And YouTube's better than all these other ones.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
The algorithm is crazy. Look, this is how I know. Like, I think there was a couple of times we talked about Lizzo.
Yeah.
And, like, all of a sudden, all of our clips that we're doing this is on Instagram, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We had been surrounded by, going into the four figures. I know some of that don't. It's not a lot to y'all, but you know, we doing our thing here. As for non-famous people, we get numbers like we do.
Talk to
But
him.
then like we say something about Lizzo, it's almost like somebody has said,
Push the button.
Yeah.
yeah, y'all ain't gonna talk about Lizzo. And we didn't even say anything demeaning. We said we're actually complimentary, but the fact that it was Lizzo,
Oh yeah, okay.
and I think there's just certain people that the algorithm will not let you say anything about unless it's super complimentary.
Yeah, so when we talk about Lizzo, they like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I like literally.
This would
it
be
got
12 likes on this one.
No, it literally was like 70 views or something.
Yeah.
Surrounded by us we could talk about, but when we talk about random video games or something, like, to get like 50,000 views. But we talk about Lizzo.
The problem becomes with this, exactly. But the problem with this becomes that as creators, as musicians, you start catering to the algorithm instead of to the people that want. And we haven't done that, but still,
because that's not what we do.
Yeah, but at the same time, like that's what happens, and then everything becomes lame. So,
Get lost
anyways.
in the matrix.
So back to this, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I do not like it.
I did not like it.
I think that's the consensus.
And I would hate it. I would hate if all of a sudden Bandcamp started pushing these major artists more than it did the other people.
And
that's the problem.
That's what's
is
coming.
the part.
That's what's coming.
And I think that's the part that's going to start coming. Is like we're going to start
Ooh,
easing.
Conway's on here. Let's check out his stuff.
We're going to start easing
instead of Rome Streets or
Exactly,
like
bro.
you know.
Hey, Ludacris has a new song.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of 14KT or
tall black guy, people like
yeah.
that do great on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Let's push them to the side for Conway, who already has a machine
And
that's
then
a bar
Drake, and then
behind
Drake,
him.
and then Drake gets on there.
Yeah, but then
my
also,
Oh my God.
but then before you play that song, you can sell some soap,
Yeah,
or you can sell Geico insurance.
yeah. But at the same time, I feel like I do like the idea of being able to stream something and make money from it, and that they can directly purchase it right there.
Yeah, the only thing I
don't
will
know how
add to
that
this-
works.
The only thing I will add to this conversation is that I think it's solid that Metro Boomin wants to pretty much make all the profit from his music.
I'm not mad at that.
I understand that, and we've had these conversations
But what does
many
this record
times
company
before.
think?
Who knows? But in the same token, this is leading in the right way as far as artists gaining their own proprietorship and being able to make the money off of their product like they should, versus the big companies making all the money off of it. So I give him kudos for that. Anybody to follow suit, as long as it doesn't compromise the artists that have been using that platform, because they can't eat any other way than that platform versus somebody that's a big artist who has radio play, streaming numbers are crazy. You're working with the biggest artists, and now you decide to withdraw from the big machine, so to speak, and go to where the kind of music purists are making.
It's almost like going back down to the ground level. Like I have access to everything else, but I also want to be greedy and go back down to the ground level and get those people as well.
And it also depends on the platform. Like I don't have a problem if he does this if Bandcamp treats him like a regular person.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No
Like,
special
if
stuff.
If he wants to come over on the Bandcamp and put it out that way, cool. You know?
Killer Mike put
Great.
Michael on Bandcamp.
Yep.
I wouldn't. Hey, so, okay.
So, hey, I'm here for the push of this
Shout out to
do it yourself stuff. And
to Terry's point though. Shout out to Metro Boomin. Maybe he's one of the first ones, and maybe some people will, follow suit. But I'm with Lone 100%.
Just make sure
no
that you
special
don't-
activities. When
Make sure you don't try to bury the other artists
Exactly.
under what you're doing. If anything, it would actually make a lot of sense for you to kind of help pull them up
Yeah.
and say that I've seen what they've been doing.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a good, situation to be a part of.
I'd rather be
And
that
I want
person.
to support them by bringing attention to this platform.
It's not how it works, but it's
Yeah.
I mean, I have to be cynical about it because I've seen how corporate America works.
But Terry's right though. I'd rather be on that side of it than the other side if I'm gonna cross over.
There's
whatever.
a balance.
For sure.
So
Yep.
And he's not wanting for anything.
For sure, he's definitely comfortable. Sold his like a percentage of his catalog in the last couple of years and got like 70 million. So he's straight. He's straight.
Absolutely.